What's going on, guys? Welcome to Your Adventure Compass. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and what does that mean? You got to check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, of course. That's why we're here. Although the day that we picked is not exactly the most cohesive day to be here. Why? Well, it's taken us about an hour to get a parking spot, and that's because there's about 60,000 extra people here for the Morgan Wallen concert. And I had no idea the stadium is literally right over there. So we had to deal with all the traffic, find a parking spot about 8 blocks away, and pay a premium because there's a special event. We're going to check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and check out some history, so come along with us for this awesome adventure. All right, guys, just a quick warning. There is a lot of music going on in the background. I'm gonna do my best to block it out when I can. So I do apologize for the audio because even the slightest little bit will get me copyrighted definitely here. So this is the entrance temporarily as they are doing construction on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The souvenir shop is over there. We'll check that out if we can on the way out. Right now we are headed down the escalator because we need to purchase tickets. We did not get those yet. All right, guys, it looks like we're going to enter into the Saturday Night Live exhibit. Let's go in and check this out. This is a feature on all the musical guests that have been on Saturday Night Live. Apparently some of their apparel as well. So this is a Beyonce costume along with her dancers. I think it's kind of silly to put a black outfit on a black mannequin because you can't even tell it just looks like a blank mannequin. There's nothing on it. Over here we've got the Blues Brothers. I was not a fan of Saturday Night Live back when the Blues Brothers were a thing. I do remember seeing little bits and pieces, but not when it was actually live. All right, guys, here's one for you. I'm not going to get into big details, but you got to remember this. This was one of the best moments on Saturday Night Live ever. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. They have them all in their outfits with their boxes and even the facial hair down here that they wore for that skit. That's hilarious. Not familiar with this, but this is the Sweeney Sisters costume. Don't know that one. Of course, they've got some Run DMC on the screen up here. And over here we have... Okay, right here we go. He's on the screen. It's Bill Murray. And he was a lounge singer and sang the Star Wars song that you guys might have just heard a piece of. And that's the outfit he wore. Over here, we've got another outfit. This is Billy Crystal. The Billy Crystal outfit here. Check this one out, guys. There's a Devo outfit. Yes, because Devo was on Saturday Night Live. And here's the photo from when they were there. Over here, this is Ray Charles' jacket that he wore when he was on Saturday Night Live. And over here, if you remember when Eddie Murphy played James Brown on Saturday Night Live, that's the outfit he wore right there. Now check this out. They've got an area set up where you can pretend like you're on Saturday Night Live. There's a show starting in 14 seconds. All right, guys, this face may or may not look familiar. It's Will Ferrell, and this is his famous "We Need More Cowbell" skit. You guys remember this? They kept playing the song, and it's like, oh, we need more cowbell. That's a funny one. That is a good one. Good classic right there. And check this out, guys. It's Prince's outfit. I don't know if this is his actual guitar or a replica. I'm not sure. Does look like a Prince guitar, but who knows? The outfit is his. Let's see if it says anything about it here. It is a prop guitar. So that is not the actual guitar, but the suit is the actual suit that he wore. So that's pretty cool. Right here is an outfit that Miley Cyrus wore in 2018. Of course, honestly, I gotta tell you guys, I haven't found Saturday Night Live to be funny in a long, long time. So I don't know anything probably in the last 10 to 15 years. And over here we have a guitar from Dave Grohl. And yes, this is an actual guitar that Dave Grohl used on Saturday Night Live. And that's one of the bass drum skins right there. All right, guys, this is more my era here. I remember when Mike Myers and Dana Carvey played Wayne and Garth. Of course, the movie Wayne's World. Check that out. Pretty awesome. Got the Wayne's World hat down here signed. Looks like it's signed by Alice Cooper. How awesome is that? Over here, an outfit from Olivia Rodrigo from 2023. I, again, don't know a whole lot about this stuff. I do know who the artist is, but did not see the performance, have no clue. They've got some touch screens here so you can actually pick different things to watch from Saturday Night Live. Now here's something a little more recent, and I do know this artist. This is Sabrina Carpenter. My daughter enjoys some of her music. This was from 2024, so this is somewhat recent. I did not see this episode. As I mentioned, I don't watch Saturday Night Live, but there it is. Over here, there's a shirt, and this is from Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam, dating all the way back to 1994. This is a rhythm and blues section. Not familiar with any of this stuff, but they have some various guitars, Johnny Otis, lots of different stuff over here, different outfits and music, and this may date back a long ways. I don't even know if this has anything to do with Saturday Night Live, but it is here. Over here we have a case filled with electric guitars, and I don't know if I'm going to know everybody here. So we'll just kind of browse around. I do know I've heard of John Lee Hooker. That's one of his guitars there. Les Paul, the Clunker electric guitar. This was actually owned by Les Paul. We've got a missing guitar. Mother Maybelle Carter guitar. And I don't know why it's missing, but it is not there. Over here, Howlin' Wolf electric guitar. That was a collection of Jeff Gold. And this one here, not sure about that one either. So many of these displays are supposed to be the roots of rock and roll. There are various artists that were kind of borderline country folk and then moved on towards rock and roll little by little. If you look here, you got a kind of a country performer, did some country folk, bluegrass, all that good stuff mixed in here. Again, I don't know a lot of these, so I'm not going to go through everything. Of course, we've got some Motown and some gospel. And over here, some blues. Lots of blues guitars over here. And over here, they have different sections where you can kind of go in and I guess you tap on the screen, it'll play different stuff. One-hit wonders and the songs that shaped rock and roll. Let's hit one-hit wonders and see what we find. Falco, Amadeus.
No, it's time to KWK. We're all through playing rock and roll records. This week is record breaking right here at KWK.
I know how it feels. I know what it does to you. I know the evil feeling that you feel when you sing.
We're talking about a kind of rebellion that can be so deadly, it can lead to the ultimate rebellion, which is Satan worship.
Some would sing the song for zero, someone sung the song for Satan. Some would sing the song for zero. Refused to call it for public ideology.
Playing records backwards, that was a thing, believe it or not. And, you know, there were some weird coincidences, but I don't think anything was actually intentionally put in there. Definitely not back then. Maybe currently that would be a thing, but honestly, nobody buys records these days to speak of unless you're a DJ. Over here, there is an Elvis Presley outfit. Now, we've seen these before on the channel. You guys know I've been to the place in Ohio, and the guy has a huge Elvis collection. This one's from '72. And this whole section is themed on Elvis. So there's a lot of stuff in here to see. I'm not going to go through everything. We'll kind of quickly browse through it all. This is a big museum, and I'd like to get through it before they close. We have about 3 hours. The Holy Bible here belonged to Elvis. National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences. That was an award presented to Elvis. Some different posters from performances. There's an Elvis doll over here. And check that out. There's a leather jacket here. This is from 1970. Johnny Be Good. If you guys have seen, you had to have seen this, but if you have not seen Back to the Future, you know this song. This is kind of a cool little reference they put in the movie. Johnny Be Good. Check that out. There's some old music, sheet music. Rock and roll beer. And there's one of Chuck's guitars right there. There's another one over there as well. And they've got an amp stack in here. Over here, big neon Memphis recording service sign. And this goes on to talk about how Memphis was a big part of things. The Sound of Sun Records, Sam Phillips.
In that moment,
Yeah.
the world changed.
Johnny Cash. Man in Black. It's a Johnny Cash outfit here. Well, that's cool. Johnny Cash jacket and tie from 1955. And then down below, check this out. This is a turntable that was used to press Johnny Cash records. Really cool. And oh my gosh, here, check this out. Great Balls of Fire. It's Jerry Lee Lewis. This is a piano that he owned. It looks like he would own this piano. It's pretty well beat up. That guy could play the piano like crazy. So yeah, that's interesting to see that. All right, we are headed into the 80s section. This is 1984. We've got some very 80s looking outfits here, and these are from, of course, Anita Pointer of the Pointer Sisters. Oh yeah, there's some cool stuff in here. I should know all of this. I should know all of this stuff. There is a Billy Idol amp over here, Fender amp. That's really cool. Oh my gosh. Check out the big old boombox. The big old boombox and the snakeskin boots and the LL. That must mean this is LL Cool J? Or no? Yeah, the hat is LL Cool J. The boots are Twisted Sister. Dee Snider wore those. Okay. And the boombox is also from LL Cool J. I don't know why they got Dee Snider's boots in here with the LL Cool J stuff. Yeah, it's just a collage of stuff from the 80s. Over here we have Pat Benatar's dress. And the electric guitar is from her guitarist. All right, this is a guitar and outfit from the Talking Heads. This is Tina Weymouth of Talking Heads. So definitely got some 80s representation in here. Over here we've got a Gibson. And can't tell what that one is because it's not, doesn't have a name on it anywhere. Got two guitars over here. It looks like the orange one is from John Oates. And the other one is Daryl Hall. So it's Hall & Oates guitars. Interesting. It says the custom one belonged to John Oates, so I'm assuming that is the orange one here without a name. The other one is a Gibson. We know that because of the top. This outfit here, you can probably tell, but this belonged to Madonna. This is from 1993. Now, earlier we talked about a guitar that was a prop guitar. This is one of Prince's real guitars. This was the Prince Cloud No. 2 Blue Angel guitar from 1984. So that is an authentic Prince guitar. And it looks like it's been kind of salvaged and a lot of things have been taken off. There's no strings on it. Wow, is this real? Guys, this needs no introduction. If you don't know who this is, you better check your pulse. This This is the real thing? It is the real thing. Wow. This is Michael Jackson's Thriller jacket, guys. Check that out. Looks like it's signed as well. Wow. That's pretty unique. Over here we have the Cars jacket and guitar from the Cars band. And next to that, of course, this I don't even have to look. We know who these gloves and that rosary belong to. That's Madonna's, of course. What else do we have in here? Got some MTV VJs up here, and then a bunch of glasses down here. And the glasses are Stevie Wonder's. These are Stevie Wonder's sunglasses here. Got Madonna earrings as well, and then the first annual MTV Video Music Awards program. Wow. The top here is Prince Marky D of the Fat Boys, and down below is Duran Duran. Over to the right, we have Prince's gloves. Right here, it's Lionel Richie's jacket from 1984. And here, check this out, guys. This is Run DMC, of course, Adidas. Who else would it be? This belonged to Reverend Run, Joseph Simmons, as well as the hat up there. Then we've got this leather jacket here that's adorned with the metal shoulder plates and all the beading. This belonged to Rudolf Schenker of the Scorpions. The Grammy Award that you see down here was presented to Michael Jackson, Album of the Year 1983, Thriller. And there's also some various handwritten items down here. Here's the sheet music to Thriller. Not sure what the handwritten items are. One that says it's Runaway by Bon Jovi. And I don't know about the other one. It's My City Was Gone by the Pretenders. And over here we have a dress that belonged to Tina Turner. And the final item in here is a guitar, an infamous guitar that needs no introduction. This guitar belonged to Eddie Van Halen. This is his Frankenstein electric guitar. And this one says it's dated 2006. I believe they used that a lot longer than 2006, but that is the infamous guitar right there. Over in this area, Cities and Sounds. These are, again, continuing the timeline of rock and roll, how things progress. This is all Motown, this section. Now, there is a Motown museum in Detroit. I have not been there. I have no plans to go there. They do not allow you to film or anything inside. It is strictly a in-person thing only. If you guys want to check it out, it's in downtown Detroit. Again, I won't be covering that on the channel because I cannot cover it on the channel. So take a quick look here at some of these outfits. This is probably as good as it's going to get if you want to see the Motown stuff. Each one of these is numbered what it is. And there's 32 items in here. It would take me all day to go through everything. So just kind of peruse and look at things as I walk by real quick. You guys can see all the different things that are in here. Right across on the other side of the hall is an area that they call Raven On. And this is continuing on with the beginning of rock and roll, showing you some different things from people who helped create the genre. There's Bill Haley in the comments, Rock Around the Clock. I do know that one. All kinds of stuff over here. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting into some early, kind of early rock, I think. This is, I see the Yardbirds, Herman's Hermits. We've got some unique looking stuff here with the guitar and bass combo. This says London, Liverpool. So this is all English stuff, I believe. All from the UK. All right, here we go. This is San Francisco. And this is from 65 to 69. So this is Vietnam era. Starting out here, we've got some of the 60s stuff. All kinds of different San Francisco-based stuff from Haight-Ashbury. Jefferson Airplane playing in the background. We've got See all kinds of stuff in here. You can see the theming and the detail on these clothes and things they wore back then. There's a Santana poster up there at the top. Snakeskin boots. We've got the leather hide vest over there. Check out the guitar and the big woolly looking coat. All kinds of different stuff in here. Grateful Dead as well. All right, moving on to our next section over here. This is London, New York, Los Angeles, blank generation, 75 to 80, CBGB. Let's take a look, see what's in here. New York Dolls, Patti Smith. This is punk rock. You'll see a lot of stuff in here from the punk rock era. I was not really into punk rock. This is Blondie, Talking Heads. Some cool outfits. Ramones up there. The Damned. Sex Pistols. The Clash. Black Flag. Yeah, quite a bit in here. And here's something interesting. The Top Generation X. That was the name of a band from back then, or? Interesting. And here is the Seattle area, of course. How could we forget the grunge era? The Melvins, Mudhoney, Soundgarden, Sub Pop, Stone Temple Pilots, Temple of the Dog. Let's see, this guitar is from Pearl Jam right here in the middle. Over here, a set list from one of their shows. Wood, Junkhead, We Die, Damn Them, Put God Sick, Ain't, Angry, and Man. That's pretty cool. I remember those days too, when you'd write your set list down so everybody in the band knew what you were playing in what order. Down here, the Alice in Chains claymation dolls. How cool is that? Those are pretty neat. It's like there's also a certificate of death. I can't quite make that out. Maybe we can zoom in. I'll blow that up at home. I can't read it on the tiny screen, but let's find out who this is. And of course, how could anybody forget Nirvana? Yeah, Nevermind album. Really popular, Nirvana. And then of course when Kurt Cobain died, that kind of changed the whole thing, right? On the opposite side here, we have heavy metal, Bang Your Head, it says. Sepultura. I don't know who everybody is in here, but we'll find as much as we can. I see Dio up at the top, AC/DC, of course. Alice Cooper's boots are in here. I don't know about the guitar. I guess we could look at each one and I can tell you as much as I can. There's the bass guitar there belongs to Megadeth. Let's see about Pantera, Dimebag Darrell, number 14 right there. The one up on top is number 11. That was Slash from Guns N' Roses. The outfit here, I kind of guessed this one. I think I remember seeing this in a video. This leather studded outfit here belonged to Rob Halford of Judas Priest. With a Black Sabbath poster up there at the top. And then moving over here, Respectful Sound of Soul. We've got all kinds of different things over here as well. Jackie Wilson, Aretha Franklin, of course. Otis Redding. Some great stuff in here, the Spinners. The OJs, these are all very popular. Even to this day, a lot of these artists, the OJs, you have to have heard the song that goes money, 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 money. That's the OJs. Pretty cool stuff. Of course, Otis Redding made kind of a great future for himself. Over here we have an outfit. This outfit belonged to Shirley Manson of Garbage. And there's some boots to go along with it, and it looks like a ring as well. Right next to that, this is interesting. I did not realize that this is what this looked like. This is Bjork. This is one of her outfits, and from a distance, looking at the album cover here, looks fairly normal, but close up, you start looking at it and you realize this was pieced together from like some sort of postal mail. It's kind of interesting. It's all pieced together, even the string and everything. This is all postal mail. It was pieced together to make this. Pretty interesting. All right, guys, this one kind of hurts a little bit. This is one of my favorites here. This is Susie Sue from Susie and the Banshees outfit, and I got to see her one time. I would totally go again if she ever came back on tour, but that probably will never happen, as it's been many, many years since she's done anything, unfortunately. It was a great show, and I would totally go again. Right here, this one says it belonged to Lady Gaga. It's a bunch of like scraps and typewriter keyboard type things and all kinds of interesting stuff on this. With a bunch of stuff written all over the hat and the jacket. Over here, a jacket and guitar belonging to Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm. The outfit here belonged to Cherry Curry of The Runaways. And the electric guitar belonged to Lita Ford. Over here, a Joan Jett outfit. And the I Love Rock and Roll album as well. And also one of Joan Jett's guitars. There is a giant section here on the Rolling Stones. Lots of instruments that they've used over the years. Some clothing that they've worn over the years. Videos up on the top screens there. Even an organ, a mellotron that they used. Over here, an entire section on Jimi Hendrix. I guess, if you're an artist, then you're past. And there is only so much that they can put up about you, and only so much, apparel and instruments that they have to display. So, this is it. There's looks like some lyrics that are written here. Different photos. Some more. There's the lyrics for Purple Haze. Check that out. And of course, the guitars. How could anybody forget the guitars? Got a bunch of them in here. There's a double neck here. It's a 6 and 12 string. A couple more over here. There's a 12-string acoustic. Got the Flying V. And some outfits that Jimi Hendrix actually wore. And these are, exactly what I would expect to see from somebody who wore these way back in the, 70s? Just before the 70s, 69. Some posters as well. Got the psychedelic look to those posters. Very popular of that era. Check this out, guys. It's kind of up my alley a little bit. I mean, it's an antique mixing board. It's a giant mixing console that might have been used for a band, probably Jimi Hendrix, back in the day. All the analog gauge is at the top for the volume. That's pretty interesting. We'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see that. That's wild. Over here in the middle, they've got a Fender Stratocaster. And then there's some stuff over here as well from other artists, such as Janis Joplin. This is one of her outfits here that she wore. They've got different things in the case. There's a van over here. I'm kind of curious. It says the Melvins on the side. I don't know if it belonged to them or who it belonged to. We'll find out in a minute. Here's a Taylor Swift outfit from 2021. Over here, Kim Petras from 2021. Apparently she is a pop artist. Again, I'm not familiar. I'm not a big fan of pop these days. I don't think it's gone in the right direction, and I'm not huge with it. This is interesting though. This is, of course. Who else would wear something this crazy but Lady Gaga in 2009? And that's pretty wild. Over here we've got a Post Malone outfit from 2019. Now the van, oh, there is a plaque over here. Maybe this tells us about the van. Yes, this was Soundgarden's van. Ah, 86 Chevy Beauville. This is the van that Soundgarden would have used to bring their gear to shows. Isn't that pretty wild? A lot of people don't realize it, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot of vehicle to bring all that stuff to a show, and a van would do it. Over here, another Post Malone outfit, and I apologize for the neon reflection coming from behind me here. All right, guys, here's something of interest. This is a 9 Inch Nails set list from September 10th of 2009. And this took place at the Los Angeles Theater. It has all their info on it. Also, there is a had like a whole studio chart. I'm guessing maybe this is it. Yeah, right here. Over here, we've got some jumpsuits. And these were from Shine Down back in 2023. And it looks like there's a couple more over this way as well. Well, this one's kind of interesting, guys, and I'll tell you why. If you watch the beginning of this intro and you're still here watching this right now, this one belongs to the guy playing the show next door with 60,000 people right now. This is Morgan Wallen's outfit from 2024. I wonder if he just walks over and donates his outfit after he plays a concert here. He can next year they can put the 2025 version in. The guy must have sold out that show next door because parking was incredibly difficult, and there was nowhere to park, to be honest with you. Over here there is an outfit from Fleetwood Mac right here. Stevie Nicks outfit. You can see her wearing it in the photo here. See if it says anything else over on the sign. This is from 1977. All right, this particular spot here is local. This is all Cleveland artists. And the Cramps, apparently, from Cleveland. The Agora, not familiar with them. The Outsiders and the Huskerville Hounds. Yeah, some of these, I have no idea. Got some more over here. This is from the Midwest. The McCoys, Afghan Wigs, Romantics. Of course, I remember the Romantics were big in the 80s. Late 80s, early 90s. Quite a few in here, all kinds of different things. There's lots of records at the top. I guess it's telling you all the stuff that's in here. I'm not familiar with all of the bands. Some of them look familiar name-wise. Of course, John Cougar Mellencamp. John Cougar was from Indiana, Bloomington, Indiana. All right, guys, and of course, what would rock be without the Beatles? There's a bunch of Beatles stuff here. There's some outfits. There's a guitar. The Beatles were probably one of the biggest. Probably had the same fanfare, I would say, as say like Taylor Swift. People would like run out and go to the airport to see if they could catch a glimpse of them and things like that. It was just insane. Wow, check this out, guys. There's a whole section. Another favorite of mine. You know, not everybody's going to like the same stuff, but Depeche Mode. Check out all this wild stuff here. Look at, I think these are like, are these synthesizers of some sort? Because I know they used to be like ridiculously big, and this looks like a really old one. Yeah. Yep, these are modular synths. That is insane. That same modular synth that's in that full-size outfit, you can see it next to the mannequin. That full-size synth would probably fit inside a small, I don't know, like a small briefcase these days easily. It's amazing how much technology has changed and how much they can get things down in size. There's a guitar as well. Guitar belonging to Martin Gore. And the suit on the left was Dave Gahan's. The suit on the right was Martin Gore's. And unfortunately, those are the only two surviving members of Depeche Mode currently. He lost one of their members this year, last year, Andy Fletcher. Talks about the band and how they came to be. And they were inducted in 2020. What a year to be inducted, huh? Over here, a section dedicated to UB40. I was not a big fan of them, but I do know who they are. And they've got a section devoted to Rihanna over here. She had some unique outfits. Check that out. It's a dress, or I guess it's a dress, and it's made of vinyl albums, broken vinyl albums. That's really cool. Of course, the black and white outfit next to it, and then the other one next to that as well. These first two are from 2009. Let's see if it says anything about that last one. This last one's from 2008. Over here, an entire section dedicated to Blondie. We've got Sly and the Family Stone outfits here as well. Here's some from Elton John. Check out that jacket. You can't mistake that. That's definitely Elton's jacket. The bright pink coat and that hat. Of course, I don't know if you guys can hear it. Hopefully not, because hopefully I've got it blocked. But Elton's playing in the background right now. Benny and the Jets. Got an outfit from B.B. King here. There's one from Madonna. And we've got some Green Day stuff next to that. It's like a bass guitar and some shoes, and a drum skin, and a 45. This outfit over here belonged to George Michaels. Very goth looking for George Michaels. The combat boots and the black suit. Yeah, this outfit's from 2006, so that might be why it doesn't look like the George Michaels of the 80s. Over here. Wow, this is a coat. This is another great one. This is The Doors. My musical tastes are all over, guys. This is Jim Morrison's coat. Wow. That's incredible. And then they've got some photos of Jim Morrison in concert. And looks like some lyrics written down here. And I'm guessing, yep, these are legal documents here. Interesting. We've got Department of Education. It's his high school diploma there. Some more photos over here. And I'm not sure what this is up here. Is this something he drew, maybe? Interesting. Don't know. I don't know what the Rick and the Ravens thing is. Let's see if we can figure that out real quick. There's a whole big list here of the doors. I'm going to kind of just move down really slowly. If you need to pause this, feel free to do so you can read this. I definitely cannot read this all out to you guys. But the Rick and the Ravens bandstand logo from '64. Yeah, so that was prior to the doors. That's pretty neat. And by the way, that drawing is something that Jim Morrison did back in '61. Over here, we've got a drum set from Metallica. That's pretty cool. And it looks like the guitars and basses up at the top are also belonging to Metallica. Here's some outfits. Yeah, you can tell these are old. Is this the 60s? 70s. This is from the 70s and the 60s. Some of them from the 68. Yep, this is the Mamas and Papas outfits. Next to that, Def Leppard. And looks like we've got the pedal board from Rick Allen of Def Leppard here, as well as a guitar, double neck, and another guitar over there. These are Alicia Keys outfits. These are just various lyrics that were written down. This one's a Magic Carpet Ride by Steppenwolf. Over here, we got Push, Matchbox 20. Pretty cool that they have some of these original lyrics. Just gonna kind of scroll through these real quick. Hopefully you guys can see them really as I hopefully you guys can see these as I kind of quickly go by them. All right, you got some more outfits and instruments. This is the Breeders. There's a section on Alice Cooper. Of course, Alice Cooper being from Michigan. The straight jacket of sorts there. Jacket here. Another one there. Check that one out. That's pretty cool. Got the sign down here. The street sign. Let's see what that says. It's like a street was named after him or renamed after him with a dedication back in 2021. And over here, James Brown. James Brown. We got plenty of James Brown outfits. Pretty wild outfits, huh? That jumpsuit's pretty crazy. Over here, some keyboards. You got a keyboard here and a electric guitar, two of them actually, and a couple of outfits from the Doobie Brothers. Over here, some guitars and outfits from John Cougar Mellencamp. And here we go. He likes it when you call him Big Papa. It is the notorious B.I.G. Kinds of stuff from him as well. And then here's some stuff from Heart. They've got a guitar here, a couple of outfits. Guys, I do apologize. I wish the lighting was a little bit better in here. It's kind of dark, so it is what it is. All right, right here, it just says Legends, but something really important here. We've got an outfit from Cher, and this was back from '71, and then right next to it, Neil Diamond. There's a Neil Diamond jacket. It's a shirt. I don't know. It looks like a jacket. Yeah, I'll call that a jacket. It's got a zipper on it. And a guitar, also belonging to Neil Diamond. Got some outfits here that belong to the OJs. We have a mirrored outfit belonging to Beyonce, along with some crazy-looking boots or high-heeled stilettos, whatever you want to call those. What the heck would you even say those are, guys? Those are crazy-looking. Over here, Liz Phair. Guitar and dress belonging to her. Got Christina Aguilera. This was from 2003. And lastly, a Lisa Loeb outfit from '94. All right, guys. Well, when I said that the Morgan Wallen concert was right next door, I wasn't lying. That stadium that you see right over there, that stadium is where that concert's taking place, and it's maybe, I don't know, 500 feet away, 600 feet away. It ain't that far. All right, guys, we're on the second floor, and I want to show you that they have kind of an interactive area. They've got some keyboards set up, so you can come over here and you can play songs and do stuff like that. Let's see if there's anything over here that I might actually know. It does not look like it. Free play. And these are probably just piano sounds, I'm guessing. I don't know, electric organ. Let's see. There is Journey Don't Stop Believin' here. Okay, like there's a little intro before it actually starts.
Hey, my name is Leah. Welcome to the garage at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay, well that looks like it's going to take a while, so we're going to just skip over that. But just so you guys know, if you have the time and you want to sit down and learn how to play a piano or any instrument, really, because that's not the only thing that they have here. As you move along, there's electric guitars set up over here. You can learn how to play, these are basses, actually. You can learn how to play the bass. They have amps set up. It's kind of neat, actually. And then it looks like the speaker's right over you, so you're not blasting everybody. And then they also have drum rooms, which that seems pretty cool, too. Here's the guitars over on this side. And it looks like maybe you can do a whole jam session where you can have the guitars and the others. It does say jam on all the screens, so I'm assuming that you can just pick one and go to town here and just have a good time jamming away. There's nobody over here right now. Nobody. So, you know what? Just for the fun of it, let's go in here real quick. And let's see. It says limit to guests of 3. There's only one. So, all right. Now, just so you guys are aware, I was never really a drummer to speak of. So, I have no idea what this is going to sound like. It could be terrible. But if I can pull off a riff or something of that sort, we'll see. We'll see how this works out. All right. So hopefully you guys can still see me. Let me get myself situated here. Okay. Here's our bass drum, snare. Okay. We got our toms, cymbals, and there's also a hi-hat here. Now I can't really play like a full drum set, so we'll see what we can do. All right, let me get my bearings on here. That's about it. I'm terrible at drums. So they have several sections where you can just kind of hang out. They have some acoustic guitars. They even have ukuleles over here. And you can just kind of hang out and play if that's your thing. Over in here, it looks like they've got a full setup with some keyboards. Now, honestly, those synths are more my style. Not the organ, but the red one there. That's kind of more my thing. They've got some drums and some guitars. So you could have a little jam session in here and maybe do some recordings. There's also all kinds of stickers everywhere you look. I don't know what these are about, these stickers, but they're everywhere. They're all kinds of different bands, I guess. All right, guys, we're on the third floor now. This second floor was all of the instruments to try out, things like that. This is the new inductees. So these will be all the newer people that were recently inducted. And let's see what we got in here. I don't know how new this is, but we already saw one sheer outfit. Here's another one. This is from 2002. And the shirt there is a Jimmy Buffett shirt. All right, over here, you're going to hear him in the background, or at least I can. Ozzy Osbourne. The Prince of Darkness, who recently passed and left us. And I grew up on his music, honestly. I listened to a lot of Ozzy in my teen years. So we've got some Ozzy Osbourne outfits here. Right next to Ozzy is a Dionne Warwick outfit. And over here is Foreigner. We've got some, looks like some instruments and outfits, and even a keyboard from the band Foreigner. Right next to that, John Mayall and Big Mama Thornton. Right over here, plenty of stuff from MC5. Over here, Norman Whitfield. Apparently heard it through the grapevine. Member of the Temptations. And Suzanne DePasse. Alexis Corner. Don't know her. And then A Tribe Called Quest down here. Over here, some outfits from Kool and the Gang. Looks like this whole section is Kool and the Gang. That middle one's pretty wild, very spacey looking. Oh, that's pretty crazy. Looks like something you'd see on the Masked Singer. Over here, Peter Frampton. And then next to Peter Frampton, Dave Matthews Band. Some outfits from the Dave Matthews Band and some guitars. And then Mary J. Blige right next to him. Over here we got a baseball cap from Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys. There's a shirt here from Ozzy Osbourne. You can tell with all the crosses on it. It's kind of hard to see. Get a little bit closer. You can see the glare a little bit less that way. It's got all the crosses on there. All right, so this area looks like it's the timeline. As you can see at the top, it says 2024. It tells you when each of these artists were inducted. And it's hard to believe that Ozzy Osbourne was just inducted last year. How is that even possible? All right, guys, I don't know if you can see, there's a really bad reflection. I can see the escalator and everything. These are the awards that are given to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. And I'll be honest with you, they look like a pizza cutter. Not going to lie. The top here has a big disc that looks like it was pulled straight out of a pizza cutter and put into the arms of this very nondescript statue person here. I don't know. It's not exactly anything impressive. I think they could have done a lot better for an award. All right, we are going further up to the 4th floor, and oh my gosh, check it out, guys. It is Pink Floyd The Wall. I do remember this from the last time I was here. It has not left. It is still here, and this is pretty incredible. Love Pink Floyd. This is a really cool thing that they did here. It looks amazing. And there's like a whole lounge in here that you can kind of sit in. They've got the crossed hammers. And this is a cool part of the museum too, because as you look around, you can kind of look through the glass and see all around Cleveland. See the lake right out there. All right, guys, here's a little info about this stage set. This was actually used for their concerts for the wall. This was in '95, and it says the idea for the wall came from 10 years of touring to very large audiences, some of whom were our old audience who come to see us play, but most of whom were only there for the beer in big stadiums, and consequently, it became rather an alienating experience doing the shows. I became very conscious of a wall between us and our audience, so this record started out as being an expression of those feelings. Roger Waters talks about how the idea for the wall was conceptualized in 1977, and eventually the installation created for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, opening in '95, mirrors and portions of the set used for the 1990 All-Star Charity Performance of the Wall were brought here, and that's what you're seeing. These inflatable characters and whatnot. Pretty wild from the mind of Roger Waters. And there's more down this way, so we're going to go take a look at that now. Over here, there's a spot dedicated to Soul Train. If you're not familiar with that, that was a thing, I believe it was on Saturday mornings, and it came on after the cartoons, and you always knew when it was coming on because, you know, there was a train that would go through. I think it was a little cartoon train, and they'd say, it's time for the Soul Train. And it was like a big dance show where they danced to the different songs and whatnot. Also up here, guys, I wanted to point out, this is Elvis's motorcycle, 1957 Harley. And there's another one right next to it. This belonged to Billy Idol. And this is a 1985 Harley. There's another one over here. Let's go check that out. And over here, this is John Bon Jovi's Harley Davidson. And this is from 1990. You can see him on the motorcycle right there. All right, guys. This is more my thing right here. They've got some preset kits. There's old school East Coast G-Funk. There's a Boss DR55, Roland 808, Roland 909. They all have different sounds to them. And what you do is you can hit certain things like this. This is your snare. Okay, we don't want it to go off on that, so we're going to turn that off. We want the kick drum to go off, and then you can hit other things. You can put your hi-hats in. So let's do every other for a hi-hat. We'll go like so, and then we'll put our snare in, and our snares will go in here, 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 and here, and then you can add other things, closed hats, all kinds of stuff. But let's see what this sounds like. Now we want to put a closed hat in. We can do that too. We'll go. You can hear it with the different drums. Looks like this is something that somebody else programmed. Pretty neat, huh? All right, guys, we are up on the 5th floor. Like I said, we're going to go up one more. There's a 6th floor, and then that's it. So I wanted to show you guys what the view is like from the top of the stairs up here. You can also see the city looking through the windows on both sides here. Pretty cool. It's really a cool view. Such a neat building. All right, let's see if there's anything else before we head up to the top floor. So guys, there is some more stuff here, and these are lyric sheets. It's Bone Thugs and Harmony, untitled lyric manuscript from '97. Over here, Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park, he did some sketches. Check that out. He's actually pretty good. These are probably some stage setups or something that he was drawing. And over here is Joy Division. This is Love Will Tear Us Apart, written out here. This is Beastie Boys Rhymin' and Stealin', and it looks like somebody stole it because it ain't here. Here's Inner Sandman from Metallica. And there it is. You can see it all kind of sketched out there. What we have here, Detroit 442 by Blondie. Okay. And over here, I don't know this one. It's from Jimmy Cliff. All right, guys, the last section is the 6th floor, and up on level 6, they have a special area dedicated to Bon Jovi, and it's called Bon Jovi Forever. So let's go up and take a look at this area. All right, guys, as I mentioned, there is a gift shop on the 1st floor, and they got tons of T-shirts. Pretty much every band you can think of is in here, even David Bowie. Yeah, so if you're looking for a really cool shirt, like here's the Doors. I actually have a Doors shirt, but that's what I should have wore today, actually, was my Doors shirt. They have a Doors shirt. They have Purple Rain. They have Paul McCartney Wings, Queen, Blondie, all kinds of, everything you can think of is probably in here. There's hats. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, support live music, all kinds of stuff over here. There's magnets and pins. Over here they have little plushy throws and toys for the kids. And over here there's guitars. If you're looking to get your music career started, you can do so. You can even buy a Les Paul in here for $2.99. All kinds of them, actually. Drumsticks, cords. There's even some bags. Pedals. Some more shirts over here. Bad Company. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's some here. Over here they have a book featuring the Pizza Cutter Award and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions remembered. Lots of mugs and coffee cups. There's even some dogware over here. It's a Snoop Dogg pet toy. It's a boombox with featuring Snoop Dogg on it. All kinds of shot glasses and things of that nature. And this whole area is filled with all kinds of shirts. These are more of a generic shirt. Live Long Rock. Go-Go's down there. Cyndi Lauper. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Connecting the world through music. All kinds of shirts in here. Here's another one. What's this one? Rock Hall Cleveland 95. And check this out. They've got tons of patches. Patches are $8. And they've got them from pretty much every band, but do they have one that says Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I do not see one that says Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's some stickers. Lots of stickers from every band. Check this out, guys. If you want to buy a replica of somebody's guitar, they might have it here. There's these little minis you can buy replicas of. Here's all the Eddie Van Halen guitars. The Jerry Garcia. Elvis. There's one that simply says Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I got a bunch of them here. I do like this magnet. It's kind of neat. It's at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it looks like an old style ticket, concert ticket. Now, these concert tickets don't exist anymore that I know of, but it does remind me of the old days of going to concerts. And, of course, there are tons of books by pretty much every artist you can think of, including the late Ozzy Osbourne. All right, guys. Well, I am in luck. They do have some patches that say Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's all kinds of different ones. I'm not sure which one I like best. I do like the fact that one's got the building on it. This one's got a guitar on it. There's a few in here, but the one that kind of sticks out to me is this Back to the Future looking one. Really like that. All right, guys. We're just talking about records, and here's a whole area filled with records. Check this out. Tons of them. Pretty much everything here. And it's not just this aisle. And it's not just this aisle because it goes on to the next aisle and the aisle after that. There is a lot of records in here. All right, guys. Well, we had a great time here at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio. Guys, don't forget I got a brand new merch store. All kinds of great stuff in there with Your Adventure Compass. You name it, you can find it there. Shirts, hats, buttons, anything you're looking for, we've got it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to click on that compass so you can get subscribed and see more great content just like this. And remember, adventure is just a short drive away.